Welcome to the first round of 6 game in this league season in Division 1. After we had Division 2 yesterday, oh no, 2 days ago, with a lovely victory there for Adler over Jogu. Today we have Kama versus gnef. And this is an interesting game because it has one of the last year's finalists in, but he is not the guy coming in here as the favorite. Because when we go to group stages, it's Kama as the lower spot coming in here. But also in last season, he was also not one of the favorites coming into the group final stage. So maybe he shows up just like last season in the playoffs and delivers against the gnef that showed pretty strong results this season. So let's see who can do it. Kama or gnef. I will jump into the game now and then we will go. So here we go. gnef versus Kama. Game number 1. On the left side, in blue, in an Axis versus Axis match, Kama with 20th Panzer. This will make a lot of Vulcan's viewers happy. Some of them will still be angry because it's a mirror match after all. But Axis is back on the menu, guys. Paltrim Panzer Hermann Göring on the right side. So here we go. Here we go. That should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. gnef versus Kama, both Vanguard. Hermann Göring is a division we have seen a lot in Season 2 and 1 and 2. Not so much since then, but often because it was banned. But it's still a good division. It lost a lot of spots on the top ranking of the Germans division though. Like I think it dropped from first spot to now maybe 4th or 5th. With 20th Panzer being pretty close to it. So I think the power level in the divisions is pretty near to each other and the skill of the players should be the decisive factor on a map that I also think is rather balanced with Ilomancy. Some people dislike the map. I think it's a pretty good one. It's one of the few maps that allow for longer games because without being as super stupid as Krupa in forcing them. So I think we should have a really good game on hand. And I favor gnef a bit with his division and with what we've seen this season so far, but I know Kama is never a person to count out. But let's see what you think. Kama or gnef? Who is the fan favorite? 3-minute vote, as always, at the beginning to see who you guys think will win the whole show. And what is with Cyberpunk up? I thought about getting it. I don't think I will get it right away. I think I might wait for the first sale. I might get it right away, but I don't really have time the next couple of weeks, so I think I will wait for the first sale and for the first reviews to see if I really want to get into it. Looks like a really good game, and obviously Witcher 3 is one of the best games of all time, so I trust in them delivering another good game with it. There's so much hype around it, but we have to see. And yeah, till then, there's a lot of other stuff to play. Cards just got a new expansion today, which I will play on later today. And till then, we have a really good game at hand with Steel Division. With gnef versus Kama. So for the start, gnef in the north having some anti-tank guns and some half-tracks, and same in the south versus some anti-tank guns and MGs of Kama. The Pak 40 should be able to eliminate the 250/8 relatively soon. But the MG 42 is in trouble. Doesn't die though. Mr. Half-track gets killed first and the Panzer 4G gets into cover. The M42 should be able to get the kill here as well. Some good light armored kill here for Kama. It's a lot of light armored units on both sides, so like the Panzer 4F1, Panzer 3s, the 250s 251/9s, the 250/8s, all of that shenanigans. Panzer 4Gs also cheap Panzer 4s, 5 points cheaper, so it should be a really heavily armored focused game, but with anti-tank types having the potential to turn it around. And Karma starts with an interestingly heavy start on anti-tank guns. Marder coming around, but running into a Pak 40. We have a Flak 43 as well, so really a lot of anti-tank guns on the side of Karma. And 2 Flak 43s as well. So really good AA cover now on the field. One of the strengths of 20th Panzer, having one of the best anti-air guns in the game. The best medium size one for sure. Better than the Flak 36 by a lot, and also better than both 4s in my eyes. MG42 over here, holding the position. So far it's a stalemate, it's a 12-12. Let's see who is the first one to start a major offensive. So far it's a lot of testing the water, with Karma getting the better end of the first couple of skirmishes. Though it's not without losses on his side either. He lost a couple of units in transport here as well, but he got quite a couple of light armored units. Marder though got out of there, I think. That's the 251/9, I think. Yeah, or just in half track actually. With more Panzer 4s on both sides hitting the field. Panzer 4s and Panzer 3s. It's a classic armored division versus armored division matchup, especially for one of the lighter ones. So yeah, Aufklärer coming in. This is interesting to see the Aufklärer without any extra. Oh no, it's a Schwimmwagen MG. I thought it would just be a Schwimmwagen, but it's a Schwimmwagen with MG because yeah, recon vehicles are really strong. Even though once unarmored at the moment, you can keep them in light cover, and they will give you a good spotting range. So overall, this should be a really interesting game between Mr. Karma and Mr. gnef. Panzer 3L in the north, pushing forward. Aufklärer coming in as well, and the Flak 41. So Karma all out on the AA. 2 Flak 43s and a Flak 41. The air forces of gnef shouldn't be able to manage too much this game, as long as these are alive. Mortar half-flex and so on obviously could be helpful in dealing with these units, or heavy armored push that breaks through the front line. Pak 40s and IGs though will make that hard. Will not be an easy job here to get through Karma's defenses. Karma really playing an interestingly defensive style for Vanguard deck, but obviously both sides are Vanguard, so it's not like he will fall behind in the late game. So he's full on out on trading. This one doesn't go into his favor just yet. If he gets the Pak 38, it wasn't too bad though. Trading a Panzer 4G for a Pak 38 is totally fine. Satstruppen here getting sniped by the 251/9, but Panzer 3L and Panzer 4 F1 should be able to deal with it if it doesn't get in cover in time. More Aufklärers coming in, more Panzer 4s coming in. In the south, both sides stand on with an Ersatztruppen on each side, so not much movement there either. MG42s engage Ersatztruppen over here. Karma's Ersatztruppen hopefully retreating soon. Yeah, there we go. They're going home. Nichts ist normal. Thanks for the subscription. Much appreciated. Welcome, welcome. Now you can use the lovely, lovely Nyanfkat and Korrukt emojis as well. Welcome in the club. And in the north, the Panzer 3L also frontline. It's good to see some Axis versus Axis in playoffs. We had it before in the Division 2. I wasn't sure if we would see them in Division 1 as well, but after this one, the first game, I'm pretty sure Eugen did a better job with balance, and we did a better job with rules, and Vulcan's viewership will be a bit pleased to see some Axis play. Flak 41 though goes down, so air is a bit open again, though 2 Flak 43s should still be more than enough to deal with any J87s coming in, even without Regency. First off map on the battlefield, on the side of Karma. should be able to maybe achieve a breakthrough over here if he gets the right position for it. And he overall amasses a good tank force here. 2 Panzer III ends. Panzer IV F1. Another Panzer IV F1 and the Panzer IV-G. Not the heaviest armor, so if there's anti-tank guns on the side of gnef, he should be able to hold it off, but enough firepower to deal with any armored or unarmored combat for now, most likely. And obviously with good firepower against infantry as well. MG42 now under fire by the F1. As that's stupid of gnef getting him the 1311 with the flag over here. Off-map coming in for Kama, and he sends his Panzer Grenadiers in way too early. Oh, he just sends them driving through. I don't think that works out because all the infantry can throw grenades onto the half-track, so it would be under fire rather soon and would die before it gets through. Yeah, there it goes. Dies to hand grenades. The infantry surrenders second after. JOD-75 got its clusters out. I don't think it killed anything though. And it might go down. No, Flak 43 doesn't fire on it anymore. Trying to find where it hit. I don't think it killed anything here, but the F1 goes down now. Was their tank killed here? No, there was maximum was a half tank, but the F1 goes down anyways. Panzer 3L goes down as well. And the off-map hits for Kama, but it doesn't kill too much. Not the effectiveness he wanted out of his off-map. And the off-map goes down as well. The off-map got sniped as well. So that might have been the half-track here. I missed that one. So he doesn't get the J8075. His off-map vehicle dies after one barrage that wasn't really effective, and all his armored units get picked off. gnef really gets into a good position in this game right now in the center. Besides not really being under any real pressure from any side yet. But even in the south, I would favor gnef right now. In the north, it's really strong stalemate. Both sides having a lot of forces here. So any artillery or so could break it rather soon, but yeah, this is a lot of pressure onto the forces of Kama in the center. He's really struggling here right now. Brings in another Flak 43, brings in more Panzer IV-Gs and Panzer 3Ls, but the Marder is the best tank here, I think. So the Pak 40 should be able to deal with it, as it seemed to survive the fire of the Ersatztruppen for now. Goes down now, but the Marder is dead as well. The STK Z251/9 has to be careful, obviously. Might go down to that shot. There it goes. Panzer 3L in the north. Trying to find the line of sight onto something. That's a heavy armored push now from gnef. 3 2-3-3s, 1 Panzer IV-G and a Marder against 2 Panzer 3Ls and a Panzer IV F1. Should be in favor of gnef. But his 2-3-3s are the ones that take the fire, and they get killed off with 1 penetration here. So they have to be careful. And gnef actually retreats and loses 2 tanks against 0 tanks lost on the side of Kama. So Kama really winning that engagement. And trying to push back in the middle. Gets rid of the Ersatztruppen, gets rid of 250/8. There's not too much to follow the first achievements of gnef up here in the center, as he invested heavily into the north. So he really wants to win here. Engages the Pak 40 now with a Flak 41. IG-18, luckily for gnef, not in the engagement, as the IG-18 would beat the Flak 41 easily. With higher fire rate and better cover there. So it gets the kill onto the Marder, which is a good achievement as well. Mortar fire though now coming in, pinning down the IG-18, so it has to retreat. I'm not quite sure if it will get out though, as the 2-3-3s are hot on its heels. Might be able to get it. Panzer 3Ls will try to defend it though. And they already have a penetration in here. I think they're firing APCR shells. No, not anymore. They did fire AP shells. And the boy to Stalin now is out. In the middle, we have the big boy engaging Panzer IV-Gs. gnef has to retreat, obviously. You don't want to engage the Stalin with Panzer IVs, especially not on 2000 meters range. Now the second Flak 43 also makes absolutely sense here now for Kama, as he wants to protect the boy to Stalin from any more JOD-75s coming out of the sky, pressuring him there. But gnef already targeting the first Flak 43. Trying to get rid of it. Panzer Grenadiers over here also getting engaged by MT42 with 2-star veterancy, which has a pretty solid damage output. Both sides play with 2-star base veterancy on the MG42s. And more AA now also coming out on the side of gnef, having 1 Flak 41 and 4 20mm. And he has the big boy. The Storm Tiger is out, so we might see Boy the Stallion on Storm Tiger action. Nice hit by the Panzer IVs there, stopping the SDKFZ. We'll be able to pull it off now. And the Pioneers will get eaten alive in the open. Panzer 3Ls and Panzer 4Gs though will kill off the MG42 most likely as well, before the Marder and the Panzer 4G can come to its rescue. In the north we have Half, another ace that often dies on the battlefield. Let's see if he can survive this badge. At least he has 2-star veterancy, so he can fight pretty well, but it's still a Panzer IV, so the survivability of it is rather limited. The Boy the Stallion tries to engage as good as possible, but it already took some damage. I'm not quite sure if it was due to a Storm Tiger or a Tiger E shot penetrating, which would have been rather unlucky. I don't think the Storm Tiger got a shot off. I think it was the Tiger E there getting a penetration in, which on like 1,500 meter range has a really low percentage chance of happening. So really unlucky there for Mr. gnef. Panzer 4G getting hit as well. Panzer 3N engaging the Marder, getting the kill. And the Boy the Stallion engaging onto the Storm Tiger. And that's that. Nope. I'm not playing anymore in the league myself, as organizing at plus university takes enough time already, so I don't have enough time to practicing to the standards where I want to be. Ooh! Slushy Capybara with the early Christmas gifts here. Oh boy! Oh boy! Gifting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subs there. Out to Dill Roberts, gnef 341, MG Blair, and B got Tito. JU87D5 coming in for Karma now, so he has one of them himself. But his one gets forced back before it can get the shots off. So, not getting any kills there. Storm Tiger got the kill onto the Boy the Stallion, so Karma under a lot of pressure. More Martyrs appearing, more Panzer 4Hs coming out as well. The two Tigers are the heaviest normal tanks on the field now. And I would favor gnef. Even though the 1311 is in favor of Karma right now on the battlefield, gnef has a lot of combined arms here on the battlefield. He has the Tiger, he has the Storm Tiger, he has the Mortar, he has good AA. And in the infantry numbers, they're quite even. So, yeah, only Martyrs and some light tanks, like light medium tanks in the form of the Panzer IIIs on the battlefield right now for gnef, which shouldn't really be enough to get him the victory here. Storm Tiger, time and time again, with every shot, gets some value for gnef. Getting another shot out there. Obviously will take quite a while to reload. More Wolfram 40 coming in. That might be able to get a kill there, but it really needs to get a good hit here with its first barrage. Otherwise, I think the pressure on Karma will be really, really high here. JU87D5 now also coming in again for gnef, and his one might get its payload off. Yes. Though it's too widely spread, so it doesn't get the kill on the Panzer 3L. That for sure dealt some damage there. Panzer 3L nearly dead, so any penetration should be able to finish it off. Black 41 now engaging onto infantry. IG-18 though coming up, might be able to deal with it. But the Panzer 3L gets penetrated by a Pak 38 and bites the dust. Over here the Tiger in a direct engagement with a Pak 40. Not a good one for the Tiger. With the higher rate of fire, the Pak 40 should be able to get the win here. But the Storm Tiger on the same time gets another MT42. So yes, the Tiger falls, but gnef also gets a small victory over here. Wolfram now coming in, firing onto the Flak 41, and if Karma isn't super unlucky, he should be able to get it. One of these rockets hitting well enough should be able to finish it off. And there it goes. gnef loses his Flak 41, and Karma uses that opportunity to follow it up instantaneously with a JO-80-75. Really well done there. Killing off the AA and not giving gnef any time to replace it. But doesn't really hit the run here. The 233 moves and gets out of the path of the JO-80-75, so it has to come in once more time. I'm not quite sure what it's going for. I think it doesn't have a target right now. But it's getting shot at by 20mm. So it's starting to get stressed out here. 1/3 the way there. And gnef got the forest now. With the Glide Grenadiers and Hammer-Göring Pioneers MP44s. He starts to get the forest. But the Tiger and the Panzer 4Gs also start to take the open. So gnef on all-out attack now. But the JO-87 gets its payload dropped. And it hits all the tanks. It hits all the tanks, stresses them all out. Oh my god, this is disaster for gnef's push. Because all these tanks are now caught out in the open. First Panzer 4G already fell to a side shot. JO-87 at least gets shot down by the AA. So that's a small victory for gnef. But he's under a lot of trouble here. He's in a lot of trouble. Panzer 4G still gets hit by the M42. 233 hitting back though onto the M42. Gets the 233. Panzer 4G still falling back, and the Storm Tiger gets another shot onto the Panzer 3N. Gets the kill. Flak 43 under fire by the mortars. Will get the kill there, most likely, with the next round. That one should be a hit. No! Flak 43 is still alive, but there's no armor units here. There's only one little AT gun. So this flag should be easy to take for gnef, as his armored cars pace through. Some Panzer 4s and a Marder on the way to try to reinforce the front line for Karma. But till then, his Flak 43 over here at least should be fallen. The Tiger E also on the way to kill off another Flak 43, and then more JO-80-75s can come in easily in the center for gnef and get a kill on these armored units. So the combined arms of Karma really starting to fall apart here. Tiger E and Panzer 4G doing a good job of softening up the center. Though its armored cars go a bit too deep. One gets shut down by the Panzer 4Gs and Marders. Second one on the way out. And the Ersatztruppen don't go into the towns, so the flag is still in the hand of Karma, so it stays a 14-10. Which would mean another 26 minutes of this game. Beobachter goes down as well. Panzer 4Gs and KFZ 251/8 pushing in the north. Another Panzer 4G coming in behind it. A lot of Panzer 4s and Panzer 3s coming in right now for gnef. But Karma tries to bring out the big guns now. A Pak 43 on the way in the center. I guess trying to ambushing the Storm Tiger, so he finally gets rid of that. He gets rid of the Tiger thanks to his Marders. So that's a good victory. All the Tigers are down now for gnef. So it's again Panzer 4s versus Panzer 4s and Marders versus Marders. Or Marders versus Panzer 4s. Storm Tiger now trying to shoot in the center of the town. Stops aiming now. I think that could have had a good chance of hitting the Marder. Maybe killing them off. Ooh. Storm Tiger also showing rear armor now. For sure not something you want to have happen as gnef. Whilst the Marders come around the corner. It might get penetrated here with a side shot. First shot missing. Okay, turned around now. Storm Tiger now starting to aim onto the Marders. Will get the shot off, will get the kill. Driver is killed, but it kills all three tanks in one shot. Really a mess up there by Karma to not split them up a bit more. And this is absolutely brutal. That's a lot of points there with one shot. Nearly as many points as went down earlier with the kill onto the IS-2. Oh my god, that was such a murder shot. Crushed Kama's offensive potential there once more. But the Pack 43 gets into position to maybe finally end the days of the Storm Tiger. Another armored car in the north, going a bit too freely here for gnef. He knew about the M42 and still moved it there. I think that was a really big mess up there by him. As armored cars actually matter now with the recon reworks. So you really need them now. If you want to do an armored push. To help spot AT guns and other things. Or like tank destroyers in light forest. Is mortar trying to hit something? I don't know what he's aiming for. He's for sure not hitting the infantry in the town. Whilst in the north, gnef has a bit more, but not enough, I think, to fully push through with the reinforcements for Kama. But the 59 will end the game in 34 minutes with gnef on the winning side. And as of now, it really looks like that's the result we will get. Kama has to step it up a couple of steps here, I think, to be able to turn it around. First, he needs to kill onto the Storm Tiger, who will most likely get another kill here onto the Panzer 4H. Nope, not quite getting the kill there. But also not able to retaliate onto the Storm Tiger. The Pak 43 now will reveal itself by shooting onto an armored car. So the Storm Tiger should now know that it is there. And gnef should be more careful. Maybe use his mortar to try to clean it out. So he doesn't have radio range on that one. Panzer 3N coming in. Together with some Panzer 4Hs and Panzer 4Gs in the north. And that's 4 tanks against 1. And 1 AT gun. 2 more martyrs coming up. In the Pak 40. So Kama really desperately tries to hold on to the north. But he really has to. If you lose this, like these building blocks, the game is usually over on this map. It's so hard to try to push back in here when the enemy has these positions for AT guns onto your roads. Trying to push through this forest is not an easy job. So you rather want to hold the enemy here in this territory. 59 continues here for gnef. Pak 43 is still under fire. Panzer 4G and Panzer 4H engaging onto the Marder.
Please nerf 132mm off map.
Which has a 132mm and only... Who has 132? I only remember... Oh, you mean the rocket one? Oh yeah, that one is brutal. That one is pretty brutal. And Marder over here, engaging onto the Panzer 4H, getting the kill. But the Marder over here went down as well, and so did the Panzer. No, the Panzer was still alive. Sorry, I was like, yeah, one unit went down. It's the Marder. Then I didn't see the Panzer, but the Panzer is still around. Panzer 4H. That's still 1-1 trade. A lot of infantry coming in here now for gnef, and yeah, the unit that he uses and nobody else uses in Division 1, the Flammenpanzer, is around. I don't think it's a good position. gnef usually a guy for playing with stuff he likes and not only stuff that is meta, but it works out for him. I mean, he is in the playoffs as second seed of Troop B, and he's on a good way of winning game number 1 against the finalists of last season, so who am I just tell him what is good in his deck and what is not. If he can use the Flammenpanzer, hey, I'm totally up to see that. And still normally these things are nice, but yeah, it just goes down to one shot of the Panzer 4H. But Panzer 4H follows it to the grave soon after. Getting shot there by Panzer 3N. Pak 43 holds the center. And it got the Jagdtiger. The Sturm Tiger. The Sturm Tiger actually moved out, so gnef not realizing that the Pak 43 is there earlier. gets punished for it and loses his... Oh my god! His mortar halfback was in line of sight of the Pak 43 as well. The hunter becoming the hunted. The mortar trying to kill the Pak 43, gets shot by it. So the Pak 43 really a turnaround unit here for Kama. Getting the Storm Tiger. Getting a couple of other units as well. A couple of key units in form of the mortar halfback, for example. And now gnef doesn't have any armored units in the center left. He brings in another Panzer 4G in the H in the south. And he kills a lot of armored units in the north, but he also has high casualties here. He loses a lot of Panzer 4Hs here as well. Only having one Panzer 3N on the map left. So it's only 2 tanks right now on the whole side of gnef. And only 1 Panzer and 4 Martyrs on the side of Kama. So the armored forces are really whittled down. This game is a full-on war of attrition from the get-go, with both sides making trade after trade after trade. One side making a good move, then the other side making a good move, both sides messing up a couple of times, like this Storm Tiger moving forward was a really big blunder there by gnef. I think that was one of his key opportunities to seal the deal on this game. Now it's a bit open again. Ooh. Yeah, another thing that gnef sometimes brings around, that I'm not the biggest fan of, big artillery guns. In 1v1 you usually don't have the time for them to become cost efficient enough to actually make an impact on the game. And especially not if you have them at spawn, because the circle is pretty big then and they have to fire quite a couple of shots to actually hit the target. Flak 41 in the center engages IG-18, and it's the Flak 41 in cover, so this engagement might go for the Flak 41, especially as it also got the first shot off. So far no men on the IG-18 have fallen though, and it starts to retaliate. Flak 41 really not hitting anything there. Might change target now to the ME-109. Yes. So the IG-18 can continue fire onto it. gnef realizing that that is not a fight he will win, so he retreats to Flak 41, but it takes a while for it to start walking. Should get out of there after 1 or 2 more shots. But it takes quite a bit of damage there. The ME-410 over here, another unit that gnef uses that I don't agree with, because ME-410s are pretty slow, not that maneuverable, so they don't win dogfights, they don't do a good job at looming and zooming. So as a fighter, I'd rather have anything else than these things. Other than a PE3 fighter. Only the PE3 fighters are really way worse. Like BF-110s are also not good, but I think they're a bit cheaper, so I even have them rather than this one. Ersatztruppen engaging Ersatztruppen in the center. Martyrs moving through the town, but they might get hit here by normal... As they are open top, yeah, the Panzer Grenadiers just throw hand grenades at them and might be able to kill it with those. Starts to take damage. And there goes the Martyr. Big mistake there by Kama. Second Martyr now also getting killed by a unit that doesn't have anti-armor weaponry. Just because it gets so deep into the town. Oh my god. Yeah, second Martyr escapes, but still. Big mess up there by Kama, who's down to a 9:15, so he was really on the timer. Only 5 minutes 47 on the clock. Another Pak 40 coming in on the north. Panzer 3N coming up as well. Well, in DM-424, I mean, in Still Vision Normandy we had the same barrage, or even longer, for SSB, and it was okay, but it wasn't as deadly. That was the difference. Like the length of the barrage I think is pretty fine. It also covered more of the map, though I guess with the flag system you can make more of a difference with the new one. But yeah, the difference is that the one of SSB didn't kill units, except you left them in there for minutes usually, whilst the 132mm one is a bit too deadly, I think. Like, I'm okay with it going 6 minutes, and I'm okay as it is only one shot off. And I'm okay with it doing a lot of stress damage, but it deals a bit too much HE damage right now. That's my issue with it. Like, I never use it for the 6-minute barrage because, like, why only pinning down the enemy for 6 minutes if you can just kill him outright with the first barrage? Panzer 3N over here, shooting onto 38 lucky gun over here, and there's only one tank remaining for gnef in the north, but also only one martyr on the side of Karma who's starting to push back. 13-11 only, so 8 minutes still on the clock for Karma now. Martyr goes down. Oh, no, there was a second martyr, so now there's only one. One martyr versus a Pak 40 and the Panzer 4H, so it has to be careful. But more Panzer 4Hs are coming in. gnef has quite a couple of those in his deck, looks like. Pak 40 over here, holding the open. Panzer 3N versus Panzer 4H. Should go for the Panzer 4H. Yes, there we go. And Karma trying to come back to a 12-12 with the capture of the flag in the middle. And there's no AT guns or anything to stop these MG42s. But the Panzer 4H over here continues dealing damage now to infantry. The Martyr comes around, but the Martyr only needs one more penetration to go down. Whilst the Panzer 4H I think needs 2 penetrations, so even in a 1v1 situation, the Martyr should lose here, even with its better aim time. The aim time shouldn't matter too much there, as it needs 2 penetration shots, versus only 1 for the Panzer 4H. Me410 now coming in as well, trying to strafe the IG-18 to allow the Black 41 to come out to the open again. IG-18 still survives the first strafe though, and the Me410 would be easy to kill now with a fighter, I think. Mortar half-track also in a dangerous spot, but luckily for it, there are no anti-tank gun, no tanks around here or anti-tank guns in these bushes. Bit too far forward. It should rather be somewhere like here, I guess, or like in this light forest. And gnef now pushing in with Panzers, even though he saw the Panzer Grenadiers with Panzerfaust. Kind of a risky move there. MG42 engaging onto the half track, and we are back to a 12-12. This game really is a lot of back and forth, and this is what I like about this map. Usually gives you a lot of that. So that's why I also don't know why Mr. Soda Active calls it bad, terrible maps tournament. I don't know. I really think this map is one of the better ones out there. Martyr over here chilling out. Trying to get the kill onto the half track. Gets the kill onto the half track. Martyr now moving forward, but there's 2 Panzer IVs over here. So it has to be careful. But it gets the first shot onto the Martyr. Martyr only now aiming, so it gets 2 shots out before the Martyr gets 1 out. And it gets the crew panicked, so it should be able to pick up the kill there. Now it's a 1v1 situation. Yeah, the Martyr extra stealth here really helped out in the light cover, preventing the Panzer IV from spotting it there. That worked out really, really well. Martyrs are really strong now with 10 hit points and the good stealth. Panzer IV, MG42. No, what? ME109 gets the Ersatztruppen. Panzer IV in more against the Martyr situation now is a 1 versus 2 for gnef. So the tables have turned. 2 Martyrs versus 1 Panzer IV, but there's still a Pak 40, and even the 231 could help out killing the Martyr ones, as they only have 15 frontal armor. So the 231 easily penetrates them. But the 12-12 continues with another Wolf Ramen coming in here for Karma. And both sides are pretty low on numbers all over the board. gnef prepping for another push, this time in the south. So why is he moving them here? This is not a spot, like you can't move through the lake. So this is not really a spot that is of any inherent value. There's no flag nearby. You can't push onto any enemy flag easily from there. Yeah, not a clue. Ah, so he wants to... Okay, so he wants to attack the flag over here. Moves it further around. That's another MG42. Comes in together with the Wolfram. So quite a lot of those, but no CQC infantry on the side of Karma anymore. More Panzer Grenadiers coming in for him. The Valkyrie, now the best CQC infantry on the map. And the game really grinded to a halt. But gnef gets himself another flag in the center, so it's back to 1311. Having Karma on a slow timer of 7 minutes. Can he make it work? Can he finish the game in the next 7 minutes with a 1311? Or can Karma push it back and bring the whole game back? Karma not really having gnef on tick at all this game. Like, there's a couple of points taken from gnef's bar there, but it's really maybe 5%. Like something like that, so there's still a lot of gnef's health bar to go. So if Karma can make it a turnaround, the game should go on for quite a while. If not, it will be over in 6 minutes. Going Pioneers coming in. And a lot of air forces coming in for Karma here. J75, ME109, G2, R1, and a normal G2 as escorts for the J75. Doesn't having a target right now. I'm not having a target right now. Trying to find anything armored that can use its cluster bombs on. MG42 versus MG42 fire over here. And the miner goes down for Karma. Like, they don't have much more than the big early game 750 points on the map. Like, maybe 1000 points on the map for either player, plus minus 200, I would say. With the board being rather even. More martyrs coming in for Karma. He must have a lot of them in his deck. It's kinda insane how many martyrs he already brought out in this game. We're still having more. But gnef is investing into more Flammenpanzer. I'm not sure if you can make them get through there. And even if they get there, they don't really do much, do they? Really not a fan. But his Hummel does a good job. Hitting down the Pak 40. What's the ME109 on the north? Gets hit by a Flak 38. gnef back to 1311 as he gets the flag in the south. Having Karma on a 6-minute timer now. 5-minute timer that is. But Karma bouncing back to the 12-12 here. With the help of his IG. The Flammenpanzer come around and so far no AT is firing on them. So they might actually get through. And that might be the end of Karma's play here. They can grab this ground for long enough. Panzer 4H and Panzer Grenadiers on the way. I don't think they will achieve much. But another J87 D5 is in the skies for Karma. Can he find any proper targets for it? That's the big question. So we have another Flak 41 on the side of gnef. 1311 continues. 4 minutes 44. Yeah, the kill on the Storm Tiger was one of the most important things this Pak 43 did. And the Pak 43 still is a big presence here. Stopping gnef from any shenanigans in the center. Sadly, it doesn't allow Karma to push anywhere either, but it really stopped this game from spiraling out of control in the favor of gnef. But gnef still somehow continues the tick rate against Karma and gets closer and closer to victory here with a 1410. With Pak 38 engaging the Panzer IV in the center. Two 31 engaging the Panzer Grenadiers over here, who are not getting in range of the Panzerfaust. We are back to a 1311. So, yeah. Where do we go from here? Will gnef actually manage to get away with this? I mean, these two flags alone would be enough to bring it back to a 12-12. There are Panzer 4Hs on the way. But the Flammenpanzer gets the surrender on the infantry. And the Valkyries and the Flammenpanzer move on to this SDKFZ. So they should be able to take it. And then this Panzer 4H has to be really careful. More infantry coming in for Karma. He realizes this is the easiest way to get back to a 12-12. And maybe to a victory. I don't know how deep his deck is. Both sides obviously don't know how deep the other player's deck is, so I don't know who over time will win if it comes to that. Who will run out of stuff first. As we continue with a 14-10 for gnef on the 43-minute mark. And he's finally up to 59, 1 minute 30 remaining, and Karma's situation in this game is rather grim right now. Like, trying to get back into this one is really, really, really rough. He just doesn't have the forces for aggression. Like, he has expensive units like the Pak 43, and he might actually have the better KD in the end in this game. So I think it's basically even maybe in favor, a bit of favor in gnef. But there's a chance that Karma has the better KD here. But he still most likely will lose, as we are below 1 minute now. So the time is ticking for Karma, and he at least needs one flag for so he can double the time. But he needs 3 flags in a really, really short amount of time. IG-18 over here, engaging onto the Pak 38 once more. I'm going off flare around while we're sitting in the forest. And the 1311 continues. The one more flag in the south being captured by Karma, but it doesn't look like it's enough. Karma now down in 57 seconds. 1311 continues. Can he bring it back to 12-12? Maybe this flag? Maybe this flag? Maybe the south? Though I'm not too optimistic for the south. The 87 D5s on both sides throwing the clusters. Mothers both go down. Yeah, looks like the Panzer Grenadiers will get the flag for a couple of seconds. There's another JH-75 trying to get in. And it looks like it actually will. Pins down the Flak 38 and the MT-42. But the JH-75 or gnef also did some damage. And Karma actually gets a flag. So it's back to a 12-12, but this is not a frontline you can hold for too long. So he needs to find a more long-term solution, and I think the flag in the south is dead. But he has to get it soon before the time continues ticking, with the flag in the center falling again to gnef, and it's only 30 seconds right now. So he really needs this flag. Okay, brings it back to a 12-12 once more. What a nail-biter series. Panzer 4H under fire once more by the Pak 40 over here. Can gnef get it to a 1311? Where is he trying actually? He's trying to do it so in the south. Should be able to get it now here. No, not down here. But he can easily get this one. That should give him more than 30 seconds. So we are in a stalemate situation. Okay, gnef gets the flag over here. Gets the 1311. Puts Karma on 20-second timer. Can Karma hold on to this? Trying to hit the 231. 119G2 R1 coming in. And here we go. gnef winning game number 1. And yeah, as I said, Karma has the better KD actually. Karma actually has the better KD. But yeah, gnef got the territory and got the territory long enough. Always quite an aggressive player, gnef. And so he was in this game, though yes, both sides were really good in the aggressive play. So they traded out units left, right and center. and slowed the game down to a big grind. This was a pretty good show of gnef, who is now one game away from getting to the semifinals and at least doubling his prize pool with that. So, here we go. I will take a break now so I can set up the next game, and then we will be back with game number 2 in 3 minutes. So, as we return to this lovely game, it's time for the sellout break. For the advertisement, where we talk about Matcherino. About you can support this tournament, and you can support the tournament financially without even paying anything. And that you do by going to Matcherino via !Matcherino in the chat, and then using the code Sherman to add 50 cents to the prize pool, or using one of these lovely links here on the side, like visiting the link of G Fuel, visiting the links of Rig, to add a couple of cents to the prize pool without even paying anything. Without paying anything. If you're in the Americas, this even gives up to 20 cents by visiting a link without clicking anything there, just visiting the link does the magic. And gives the players in the end a bit more. By now, the winner of this whole tournament takes $80. The winner of each subdivision takes 25. Second place 50, down to the 6th place of Division 1. And there's one lottery ticket so far for $20 for one player of the league to win, who finished all his playoff games. So, with that said, clicked on the wrong scene. That's Matcherino, guys. That's the payouts. !Matcherino there. Pressed the wrong button. With that said, let's jump into game number 2. gnef versus Karma. gnef up 1-0 against Karma in this game. And we go into an Axis versus Allies. Oh my god! Vulcan's viewers will be so happy. gnef on the right side in red as 2nd Indian head, and Karma on the left side as 21st Panzer. And I'll let you look at this lovely picture whilst I get myself my coffee. So yeah, 21st Panzer is a pretty solid division for the Axis, as is one of Karma's favorites, as he likes the Focke-Wulf A8s to strafe the enemy. And 2nd Indian Head has Germans, which are good, and has a lot of good infantry, though pretty expensive infantry for an infantry division. But let's one more time get you guys into a vote. With gnef leading 1-0, who do you think will take it? gnef or Karma? Game is on the way. On the left side, Karma is coming in with one of my all-time favorite units, if I saw it correctly. Ah no, it's not. Yeah, it's the Rheinwerfer. It's my favorite unit in Steel Division Normandy 44, and it's still one of the best in Steel Division 2 as well. High rate of fire. Good, like my favorite one is the smoke shells actually, because you can basically smoke off map, so you can't really abuse it as much as with 30 VDV, but like unique features in the game, like the smoke off map of 30 VDV, like the Rheinwerfer, like the smoke bombardment with 2nd Plane, they are also always something that I enjoy. And yeah, this makes this one of my favorite artillery pieces and overall units in the game. And Karma so far gets the pressure on down here in the south. gnef not putting too much down here. Loses an engineer to the 222 already. That hurts quite a bit. 6mm mortar was also a bit under fire. Gets under fire now once more. The Sherman has to come to its rescue, but I think it will go down, as gnef is not moving it. He is more focused on the north, but I think that's always a mistake on this map. Like, you can lose the hill, but you can't lose the south. And he has too little down here to hold the overall south, so I think gnef is in trouble here. I think gnef is in trouble. Ooh, jeeps? Scout vehicles? That's interesting. I mean, they have a 50 cal, so everything with a 50 cal is pretty decent. And they cost only 10 points, but they obviously have no armor whatsoever. And one of them already gets blown to smithereens. The second one engages the outflare over here. Ranger Marauders win the fight against Ersatztruppen. A lot of interesting new stuff. Like, these two guys for sure don't play the old meta with the divisions and how they play them. gnef is really one of my favorite players in Division 1. I really enjoy having him here in Season 4. It was a bit of a shame that he didn't participate in Season 3. Really good to have him back here in the playoffs, as he always brings in interesting stuff to the table. Kama more down to earth with his divisions overall, but he never plays the absolute standard. He loves himself some German armored. So it's really nice to have him here with these divisions. I just watched the finals again between him and Gonzo over at Vulcan. And those were an absolute blast. So yeah, either player here advancing would be good. Either player here getting eliminated is a bit sad. But that's how playoffs go. And in the end, the vote between Kama and gnef for you guys is also 50-50. So gnef going up to 13-11 as he pushes through the town. And Kama reacts with a lot of forces, whilst he doesn't fully break through in the south. Though these rifle earlys trying to cross the open is rather ambitious from gnef. T-30 also getting eliminated by Panzer IV. So that's another misplay there. And then one gun coming up. 38 coming up in the center. He still holds the center, the hill over here, which is really important. gnef has to hold on to that one, trying to get it reinforced from here. Like losing the hill in the south is annoying, but it's never the end of the world, because usually from here you can defend the flag down here, so it's one flag down. But losing the hill over here means that the enemy has a lot of angles to attack you, even push into here then. It gets an extra 2 flags over here. Can endanger the whole road over here, and basically only gives you these 2 roads up here to reinforce the front line with. And narrows you into this town, which you never want to have happen. So, good for gnef that he has the hill. And that keeps the game open. Because he is winning in the north. And he's heavily winning in the north. Whilst Kama doesn't really exploit his victories in the south by any extent. M10 Destroyer with 50 cal falling up onto the Ersatztruppen. Hello, Burn Pies. Yeah, my favorite divisions are also mostly Axis. So my absolute favorite division obviously is 30 VDV, so that's an allied dag. But 116th Panzer, 1st Blindata, and 352nd are close on its heels. With 2nd Infantry also having a big spot in my heart. Gabby being one of those reasons. Absolutely love to play him in Normandy. Still really enjoy having him around in Steel Division 2 as well. And always hating when people lose him. Like, that's usually the beginning of the end. When Gabby falls, you know the 2nd Infantry player is about to lose. Because he doesn't deserve the victory. It's just a law. Like, it's heresy if you lose Gabby and still win the game. You're basically not allowed to do that. I should implement that deeper into the rules of the league, I think. Like, it's an extra rule. If I see a player losing Gabby, he's instantaneously last place in his group. MG42 coming in. Marder coming in. Rheinwerfer moving to the north. And didn't do much in the south. Didn't fire any shells there. Still at 46 and 32 rounds. So that's 4 salvos with the HE and 2 salvos with the smoke, as these are 16 cubes. 16 mortar tubes firing simultaneously. And do we see it fire now? Not so far. A lot of bazookas here in the town. making it an absolute hell to try to push in there with tanks or armored cars. Gepard's coming on for Kama, but he's for sure pushed out of this. So he has to win the fight in the south to win the game, I think. Or get some good off-map. Like, 21st has a strong off-map department as well, so that could be a way back into the town, but for now it looks rather grim for him in the north. And he is in a spot where one more loss means elimination, so he cannot lose this game. Gnef is on match point, pushing in with the rifle earlies. But Kama plays Maverick, so he is strong in B phase. And I would be surprised if we don't see a King Tiger of Kama. He loves his big boys. Like, he plays a lot with Martyrs and decks with Martyrs, and I would expect a King Tiger out of him here with 21st. Then we have to see how Gnef deals with that, because there's not too many tools in 2nd Indian Head to deal with that. I think the only really good one is the P-47 with AT rockets. And for that you obviously need air superiority. Gabby coming in together with another P-47 on the hunt for some fucking wolves. Gabby getting critted and the AA-8 is on his heels. Oh no. Ooh. I think Gabby is a bit faster. Where is he? 670 versus 600. Yeah, he should be faster. Okay, Gabby survives. That was a clutch moment there for Gnef. He could have lost that game where he's ahead there in an instant by just losing Gabby. That was a clutch moment there. Gabby is on the heels of the fucking wolf. I don't know if he should be though. And the other P-47 is returning home. Okay, Gabby trying to get in there. Fucking wolf dodging, but gets... Nope. Dodges the other P-47 as well. And another fucking wolf coming in. Oh no, is Gnef still throwing it away? After he was safely out with Gabby. Oh! Gabby goes down and Gnef loses the game. GG, I call it here, guys. Gnef will lose this game. I know it doesn't look like it, but he lost Gabby. There's no way he's winning this game now. There's no way he's winning this game. P-47 number 2 goes down as well, so now he loses air superiority to get real again. So that's actually pretty bad, because there's a lot of good fighter bombers there for Kama, and he doesn't have any AA. So that makes Kama's position much more manageable. Yeah, losing Gabby is rough. And it was so unnecessary as well. I don't know why, like, he got over eager there. Chasing so deep with Gabby, risking everything there. And now he's basically done for. 222 goes down. T30 pushing forward. 1311 continues, but we are in B phase now. So Kama has a lot of income. And the first Rheinwerfer salvo flies majestically through the air to land on some engineers. The reload time on this thing is not even too long. Or 60 mortar shots at once. Wolf 190 G1 coming in. And he would say like, oh yeah, normal mortars fires 16 rounds in that time as well, so that's just as good, right? So why would you pay 120 bucks for it? No. Firing them all at once is very stronger because you can pin down units in an instant. With the smoke screen it's even more important because you can like smoke off a good area at once. You don't have to hope on RNG getting the right hits first. And you also deal way more damage up front, so you can follow that way more quickly and the enemy doesn't have too much time to adjust. Rheinwerfer is really a beast of a unit. Ooh, P-47 tries to come into this mess, but will it do better than Gabby? Is this actually Gabby? Was the other one just a decoy? Let's see. Trying to go for the chase onto the fucking wolf, but oh, it's going for a head-to-head, isn't it? Oh no, okay, the fucking wolf gets critted, so doesn't fire back, but the fucking wolf still survives the engagement. P-47 here, trying to chase. Going up to the skies. Joining NASA in its space program. Getting hit by the Gepard. That should get out of here. It's over here. It's still a stalemate. 1311 continues. Rheinwerfer aiming now onto the M1 gun. That's a lot of armored cars and tanks coming in for Karma in the north. He tries to push himself back into the town. M1 gun is retreating. And here we go. 60 mortar rounds for 2 guys. He should be able to do it. Oh no, that's unlucky. Oh boy, that's unlucky. Wait, what killed the M1 gun? I think it was the tank. I think it was the Panzer IV over here. It was for sure not the naval werfer. P-47 hitting the south. And xylophone comes in. So more tubes. But this one only... No, both having 16 tubes. Same amount of tubes as the Rheinwerfer. I thought it only had 12. And the first off map. 172 millimeters. Hitting the battlefield over here for Karma. Whilst his air fleet assembles over here again with Focke-Wulf 190 G1s. Gnef trying to engage once more. But I don't think he should do that. He has fewer planes in the air. I mean, he has AA. He has a bit better AA than Karma for sure. But it's really risky to go that deep when there's Focke-Wulf A8s possibly coming out any second. And P-47s are not the best dogfighters by any standards. And this one is even slower than the A8, so really being that far back behind enemy lines is absolutely risky here. You don't want to lose this 130 point super valuable unit just because you got a bit greedy. Especially as all these P-47s haven't shut down a single plane yet. What's this is going on? Karma gets the north, but Gnef gets the south. Gets back on the hill, gets himself into 1410, now 1311 as Karma is winning the hill in the middle. Winning the center hill, and the off map coming in for Karma in the north. Hellcats on the way. What can they achieve? Going into the same position where the other one died. I don't know if that's the best idea. Like, oh yeah, here's a dead Hellcat. Just let's park right next to it. What could go wrong? Well, you ending up dead right next to it as well. But the bazookas get close. Get the kill on the Panzer IV. Should pop back up and wait for the next opponent to show up. That's the M10 tank destroyer. Kills the off map. Nice kill there by the M10. Bazooka trying to sneak onto this Panzer IV. Whilst the M10 gets a kill onto an Ersatztruppen, but will now get killed off by the Panzer IV-H. Where will the Ersatztruppen unload? Oh no. Oh yeah, okay. Karma realizing, wait, there was something happening right there, right? I shouldn't maybe not run into the bazooka. Well, he still does it anyways. Just unloads the first one. I don't know what the idea was behind that. So, a couple of Ersatztruppen already going down the transport. Bazooka for sure paying off. Pulling a tank and an Ersatztruppen. Assault moves in as well. Are there more Hellcats coming? Not for now. Whilst in the south, the Sherman dies over here. So overall the position looks better for Karma again. Who is still in sea phase, so still has a lot of income coming in. And he brings in quite a couple of Panzer IVs in the south. Gets the kill to another P-47. So the air is controlled by Karma. Who now uses his A8s to go for strafing runs onto the ground. Coming in here now for the engineers. Not doing too much with that one. That's the Hellcat, engages the Ersatztruppen in the north. Xylophone over here, under heavy fire, gets killed off. Rheinwerfer gets the kill. Important one there. More pioneers coming in. Focke-Wulf, 190 G1 on the run for the M1 gun. force over here, engaging Fokker Wolves. And another Panzer Grenadier coming in. Another Hellcat dying. The Hellcat is really not working out for gnef, which is surprising, because usually the Hellcats are pretty nice. But obviously he has them without veterancy most of the time. And the Panzer IVs are all double star veterancy, so they do pretty well. gnef still up to a 1311 though. Like, even though Karma puts a lot of pressure on him, he still holds on. And yeah, combining M4A1 Rhinos with Hellcats should work out pretty well. Opal Blitz ammunition coming in for the Rheinwerfer. Losing the Xylophone was rough. And he doesn't have too much anti-tank weaponry over here. Zuga getting killed off. And the half-tracks getting hit by the Rheinwerfer. One getting forced to fall back though. Rifle leaders with bazookas moving in. But Pioneers and half-tracks for Kama should be able to achieve something here. Really what worries me for gnef is the air superiority of Kama. Which is one of the biggest implications of losing Gabi. Like one of the reasons why people often lose if they lose Gabi. Because then the other side gets the air superiority, and air superiority is really important. And the traits go really poorly there in that regard for gnef. Though he gets to Ju-88 after it dropped its bombs, but at least he gets it. And he nearly even gets the Fokker Wolf here. He might get that as well. Wow. Okay, Bofors is really getting the damage in there. Getting two planes around in one run there. That was a good one. That was an important one. Now the Rhino is dueling itself with the Germans up here. Supported by the Hellcat. Should go pretty well as well. Now the Panzer IV only engages the Hellcat though, I think. And more Panzer IVs coming in to flank it, so... What did I say? Ah, that was a caster curse, I think. And not realizing the situation of the extra 3 Panzer IVs coming around the corner. So, actually, the whole situation is actually pretty shitty here for Kama. Losing his Hellcats and his Rhino for only 1 Panzer IV killed. And now the situation is really open for Kama himself. gnef in an absolute world of pain. Kama easily should go for 59 now. With the north under pressure. Rifle leaders trying to engage the Ersatztruppen. And Kama's last minute of good income is coming in now, but he's in a super big lead after this push. Getting the enemy when the income disadvantage for gnef is the biggest it will ever be, and just struck in the right moment, it looks like. gnef trapping a couple of flags back here, getting it back to 1311, but position-wise, he's so out of position now. Trying to grind this game back will not be an easy thing. As he also starts to lose in the north. His Bofors now moving forward, which I understand to hold flags, but I don't think he can afford to lose them, so I don't think it's a good move. Should have waited for the Rhino. I mean, sure, you maybe lose another flag here, maybe lose a bit more of the town, but losing the Bofors is so much worse. Fokker Wolf 8 now trying to get the strafing run in, but already down to trailing black smoke. Should be careful. Might go down. No, second Bofors is not engaging, so I think it should get out here in the end, even though it's trailing black smoke for quite a while now. But Panzer IV could go on, jump onto the Bofors. I really don't like the Bofors pushing forward right now for gnef. I think he should really play it slow now. I mean, I think he has a lot of time here if he can keep it away from 59. And I think that's what he has to use, because he has to get back into good trades. He can't win this game if he doesn't get any better trades here. He's really far behind when it comes to overall units on the board. So he has to wait for his 20 extra points per minute to take up again a bit. Get him a couple more infantry units and then go for these trades that he needs. Instead, he pushes in a bit too early, gets his Rhino gun jammed. At least his assault groups down here do pretty well, but not amazingly either. And now he will maybe lose a Bofors versus a Panzer IV. Like, maybe the Bofors gets the kill, but I don't think so. No, Bofors gets called back, but it will not survive. It's out in the open. Oh, I am actually wrong, because it only needed 1 meter to break line of sight, but doesn't get back into line of sight again. Anyway, it's not worth it really risking the Bofors for that. Absolutely not worth it. Caster cursing left and right now, guys. Caster cursing left and right. Ersatztruppen getting shot. M10 tank destroyers and Hellcats together with the Rhino might be able to do it, but I think he should wait for more units. I really think he should wait for more units. Rely on his 2 Bofors to secure the air in the north and not get them to the front line. And hopefully get it back. Another M10 moving in the north. Panzer Grenadiers getting hit. Couple of demolition groups now coming in. Gnef coming in here now with some assault groups. Securing the flag. Where's he going? Okay. They're trying to secure these buildings. I think that's a good idea. Like, he really has to keep it from a 59. I think that should be his only priority right now, though. Not going for fights like this, where he loses his Hellcat once more, instantaneously, basically. Was engaging into fights where he doesn't really get any kills. With his M10, with his Rhino. I don't know why the M10 is actually retreating. Wolves coming in the north. Bofors are in a horrible position to do anything about it. Also switching target fire. Gnef not really target firing as well as other Division 1 players. And his Bofors should go down here now. And this is a big blow, and I think it's absolutely unnecessary, as it was to push with the Rhinos. Like getting the one gun jammed before the other one was around. I think he really was too panicked, and that's often we see. That's something we see often against Maverick. When Maverick does its last minute Hail Mary push at the end of B phase, like people, like first of all it works out more often than it should, and like gets quite a couple of good trades, and then people start to panic instead of realizing, oh yeah, all I have to do now is slowing the game down and then coming back when I have combined arms. They start to throw stuff at the Maverick player because they get panicked, because they get pushed. Even though they should already know that they get pushed, because that's the only thing the Maverick player basically can do. And like taking it slowly and realizing, okay, in the long run I will win this game. In the long run I will win this game. And playing it more chilled and more focused on trades than on flags. Because really, when it comes to flags, Gnef is in no position of stress at all. But when it comes to units by now, he is basically dead. Which wasn't necessary here, really. He could have really slowed that game quite a bit down, even maybe allow 59 for a while. You still would have had 15 minutes to bring it around. And then just play it from there. Javo, that's really hard. That's really division dependent. Yeah, that's really division dependent. Like, and also playstyle dependent. Like, I think balanced overall is better. But for that you need to be a guy who can play the balanced playstyle, and you need a division that actually can push back in C phase. And is like doing that fast enough. Whilst Vanguard is the more easier approach, by just saying, okay, yeah, I beat you so badly in A that you need all your income in B to basically recover from those casualties, and then I finish you off in C. Well, no, balance is not for noobs. Balance is for people who enjoy long games and be miserable, but balance is not for noobs. Because, yeah. And, like, if time limit would be around, balance would be absolutely great income. But without a time limit, sadly, it doesn't work like that. But yeah, the new balance is pretty strong. Yeah. Maverick is, yeah, balanced versus Maverick is a rough matchup if you don't know how to like use your units effectively in A. I think Vanguard is easier for sure against it, because that's only like that's a way simpler plan of like, oh yeah, I just push you in A and then I fall back a bit in B, and then I win in C again. Whilst again with Maverick versus Balance, they have a 20-minute of pure chaos against you, and like you still have to take a flag or one of them from them in A phase. Like that's basically the Sean way of playing that you have to adjust to there, of like realizing where you can't win and focusing on where you can win, and then just like slowing it down where you lose and trying to grab 1 or 2 flags where you win and getting some really good trades there so you survive into long enough into C phase to actually come around. Because yeah, if you can go into minute 27 or 28, it should be really easy to come back as Balanced versus Maverick. But it's like getting there is the hard part. And it can be really rough if you because playing with point disadvantages as a non-top level player is not the easiest. Because it's a lot of knowing the positions, knowing where you can take ground easily, and how you can make the life miserable for the enemy in taking ground, and like grind his push down to a slow pace without sacrificing too many units. Yeah, Balance has minus 150 in the end of B phase. But Balance also catches up way slower in C phase, and Vanguard catches up slower in C phase. Obviously, it's only 20-point difference versus 80 to 155, so that's a huge difference, like 75 to 20 points. Right over here, against the Panzer Grenadiers. But yeah, being 400 points down is not something to take lightly. And I think the incomes are all in a pretty good state at the moment, so there's no real counter. It really depends on playstyle and what you're good with, more so than countering. Like also, I think the Vanguard versus Balanced income at the moment is also really good. As we see gnef tapping out here, because yeah, as you can see, the KD was so heavily in favor of cover, because gnef just suicided in there in the end of B and early C phase. So after 30 minutes, Karma comes out on top, taking game number 2, tying it up, keeping his chances of the semifinals alive, and making it going over all 3 games. A really good series so far. Really good series. I liked the back and forth in game number 1. I also enjoyed that gnef really brought some interesting stuff in here in game number 2. So he messed up the airplay, and yeah, then he obviously really stumbled against that push of Karma in the south, that Hail Mary push in the south. So in the end, Karma takes the victory, with him also making few mistakes over the whole game. Yeah, really, really good Division 1 game there. Not much to, like, no major things happening other than Gabby dying. So yeah, my prediction was right in the end. But yeah, overall, really, really good game. So we go into game number 3, Karma versus gnef, in 3 minutes. And we have another Axis versus Allies in game number 3, guys. Spoiler in that regard. And here we go, game number 3 on the map of maps. We are on Ocean North. On the left side, in blue, gnef is playing one of my favorite divisions in 17th SS, Götz von Berlichingen. And on the right side, Karma is playing another D division in form of 3rd Armored Spearhead. Should be an interesting one, because there's Pack 43 on the side of gnef to deal with jumbos, and he has way more infantry, and stock force can also deal with the Shermans, but Shermans are absolute beasts as of now, and when it comes to the Air Force it should also be rather close. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what to think of this. I would favor 17th SS a slight bit, even though Shermans are as strong as they are, because this is a heavy forest map and SS Legionaries are pretty strong in that. But I could absolutely see Karma bringing it around. Question is, who do you think will win? Karma or gnef? As a side, I'm on gnef's side, but 50 counts at the moment are insane. So I could absolutely see it going Karma's way. But Martyrs are good as well. Stock Force are pretty solid. Obviously, Tractions are great. 2 fastest transport in the game. Slow. Really fast race cars here. Getting closer and closer to the front line. Going for the race. Taking a really hard right turn there. The other one goes ahead. That looked a bit odd there. Yep. It was for sure not pleasant to sit in this car with that hard right curve there. M8. Not going that far forward. I would have expected maybe to go in here to sneak kill some units there. We have the M8 Scots as well on the battlefield. They are pretty good now with the 75mm short-barreled HE gun. For 25 points, they can deal quite a bit of damage against soft targets like Pak-38s, but Pak-38 gets the kill. Now engaging onto an M20 with its 50 cal. Well, the P-51 comes in for strafing. Kama, always a guy for strafing runs with his fighters. Loves to do it with his Fokker Wolves. Loves to do it with his Mustangs here. And also really enjoys it with Tempests when he gets to go play 6 Airborne. Though obviously this season there are few chances of doing so because 6 Airborne is banned most of the time. Because of how strong their fighter bombers are. So how's the vote looking? So far people believe in gnef and 17th SS. Or they want to look like they agree with me. Don't know why we would do that though. And one gun here for Kama engaging onto Marder. Should be able to get the kill there. Marder and Stoke try to retaliate. And one gun gets the kill there. SS Legionary is getting pushed back as well. With the half-tracks and armored rifles coming in. And yeah, 50 cals are beasts. These half-tracks though, only the ones with Browning. But that means they only cost 3 points as well. Instead of 10 points for the ones with 50 cal. Down here. But I'm gladly paying 5 extra points for the extra DPS. It's 0.5 versus 1.5 damage difference there. MG42s, for example, only have 0.6 damage. So they have better accuracy and better rate of fire. Like these on... No, actually they have also 10 accuracy. I thought they only had 5. Okay, I'm wrong there. Don't listen to me, so yeah. And the rate of fire is half, so... Yeah. That is that. MG42s are really decent, but 50 cals are better. MG34 is now coming in. Panzer Grenadiers MG34, that is. The cheaper version of the Panzer Grenadier, which is absolutely worth it. Like, sure, MG42s, LMG MG42s are pretty nice to have, but the discount makes the MG34 absolutely desirable in favor to the normal Panzer Grenadier. 5 points cheaper for still having 2 LMGs, 2 pretty good LMGs in form of MG34s is rather nice. Stoke 4 up here engaging onto German 76. Both sides penetrating each other. Stoke 4 gets side damaged. As it is 2-star veteran C Stoke versus 0-star veteran C Sherman. With another air force unit coming in here for Kama. Always a guy starting with planes early on. But there's an ME-109 G6 U4 on the other side of the spectrum for gnef. And P-51s are fast, but they ain't medium resilience fighters. So against the G2 U4, they have to be rather careful because this one has a 30 caliber in the nose. 30mm caliber gun in the nose, so the 50 cals will usually lose the fight to that. If the ME-109 G6 U4 is not super unlucky with its shot. Obviously 30 cals have a rather low rate of fire, so sometimes they just don't hit with those and then they don't have much DPS. But every hit with these deals a lot of damage to an enemy fighter. I still wish we would have a health bar indicator for planes. I mean, 109, though, has to be careful. You don't want to lose it to an M16 here. I think gnef should call it back, as it's already trailing black smoke. Not much you can do with that anymore. Oh no, it's flying in once more. Ooh. Turning early enough to not get shot at by the M16. We really don't want to lose that. I really wish we would have health point indicators for both tanks and fighters. I mean, we have it for infantry, we have it for something like an MG42, which is also, like, yeah, this is not an indicator of how many men there are, this is just a hit point indicator, so why shouldn't we have it for tanks as well? And Eugen said something about that in their latest Q&A, but they haven't brought it up really since, so we don't know anything more about that. It would be lovely to get that at some point in the near to middle long distant future. Stoke 4 over here engaging onto Jumbo. Both sides shouldn't really penetrate each other, though the Jumbo obviously has a chance. Stoke 4 shouldn't have a chance there. But engineers and SS Legionaries are close to engaging each other over here. Engineers getting that TNT out, which is really important. We'll kill the Legionary there. The engineer is only losing 3 men there. Black 36 coming out for gnef. Aufklärer is in the north, together with 2 Stoke 4s. And a couple of Legionaries and Panzer Grenadiers holding on to the forces of Kama. Both sides on Vanguard, so every kill here is important. The 233s get the kill on the AA. Good kill there for gnef. But the Jumbo is annoying, and he doesn't seem to have anything to deal with that really in the early game. I wouldn't expect Pak 43 in A phase, but obviously he should have it in its deck in B phase at least. Now trying to bring in the Panzerschrecks, that might be a way to dealing with it. Though the Panzerschreck first has to get through and the Jumbo is now aiming at it. Panzerschreck disengages, gets out of its vehicle. MG42 over here gets engaged by the Jumbo. Well, it's another P51. D5 comes in. Rather slow start once more, but action all over the map. Both players showing that they are absolutely capable of duking it out everywhere. This P51 should go down. 2 Flak 36s. Oh, the second one is not engaging though. It's on a bad line of sight. But the ME109... Okay, yeah. Dealt enough damage, so the Flak 36 gets the kill there. Important kill there for gnef. Starting to wiggle, to put a dent onto the air force of Kama there. Who brings in a Galliope? Galliope? Jelliop? I always... Calliope? I always don't know how to pronounce it. Someone told me once, but I forgot again. Calliope? Galliope? Jelliop? Don't know. I don't think it's the last one. Calliope, right. Calliope. The peas. Now I remember. It peas, yeah. The dirty bastard. Panzer Grenadiers versus armored rifles. Get the kills. ME109 on the hunt for another P51 kill. Does it get it? Looks like it can. Oh no, should have changed target. Ooh, P51 gets in with a strafe. Will P51 come around? Oh, that's rather dangerous here. Whilst gnef tries to focus down the P51, and he is victorious. And the second P51 goes down as well. gnef has an absolute air superiority now. And this is important with the 17th SS, because you can get your cannon birds out. Can maybe start to kill the Jumbos with that. Off map coming in over here, pinning down quite a bit of infantry. Whilst Kama gets the hill in the south. Okay, keeps full control of that. And brings in quite a couple of units here. The Calliope. Thanks, guys. coming in here. M30. Again, being used as AT gun. The classical use of it. Who wants to use an artillery unit in its boring mainstream purpose as an artillery gun, if you can use it as a funny AT gun as well? So it doesn't work well against the Jumbo. It works well against IS-2s, but it doesn't work well against Jumbos. Which is pretty funny. With its heat shell, and there it goes. The IOP will still fire its rockets. Let's see if Kama realizes that that's a bit of waste of rockets. It might hit the Marder. I don't know, disengaging. And I think it was, yeah, it was stopped in the middle of the barrage, so Kama not wasting too many rockets there. Stopping at 53 left. Next off map coming in. So 11 rockets fired, and I think... don't know how many those are per salvo, but I think it's 32 per salvo. It's 8, 8. Might be 24. I'm not sure. Might be 24 rockets per barrage. Marder engaging the Jumbo, but this is not the Marder with the Pak-40, so it really doesn't stand a chance either of penetrating the Jumbo. It's only the Marder with the SIS-3 gun, and without the APCR shell for that one. So it can't really do the job there. Next off map coming in from gnef. Trying to stop the armored forces, but Kama is relentless in it. In his armored push down here. But there's another Marder 3M hitting the field. Coming in slowly. Naval Rifle 42 in the north. For gnef. gnef always unloading his artillery pieces firstly on the road, which is a bad idea, because if it gets counter-batteried, it might hit something coming down the road. On second, a bit too far backwards, so they usually don't hit too well. Stuk 4 gets the kill onto the Sherman 76, gets revenge for the earlier killed Stuk up here. And gnef gets the 1311. Kama captures a lot of ground here, but no flags so far, but he's really closing in on this one. Kerbil holding it for now. This one not having any shots left, so it can be sacrificed by gnef. The enemy closes in on it, and he loses it. That's fine for him. Marder 3M coming in over here for gnef. This one is the one with the Pak-40, so this one has a potential chance of killing the Jumbo, but he killed the Jumbo already. I am not quite sure if it was the Stuk force or if it was the off map, but the Jumbo is down. I think it was the... yeah, it looked with the turret looking to that direction. I think it was the Stuk 4 or the Marder with a side shot. Like using the slight angle that they had onto the side. Like over here. Good kill there. Important kill there. gnef taking quite a lot of wind out of the push for Kama here. And coming in with his ME-109s now as strafers. The 30mm gun obviously dealing quite a lot of damage onto ground unit as well. Not quite as good as the one with the 230mm that you get in 122nd. And what's the other division again? Oh yeah, 352nd as well. But still quite a good fighter. Speerwagen 231 coming in. Like 40 coming in. Now he's over here engaging the armored rifles. Look 4 in an engagement with a normal Sherman. Should be able to win it when it shows frontal armor, because the penetration chances against the Sherman are good, and a Sherman on this range shouldn't have too much of a chance. Yeah, Kama seeing that the second way and disengaging now. Agreeing with my estimation of the situation there. Half-track over here, trying to be sneaky, gets killed off by the Marder. But the armored rifles should be able to kill the Marder. With a bazooka shot, yes they do. And Kama gets the flag over here, so keeps it at 12-12, keeps the pressure onto gnef in the south. Whilst we're in the middle of B phase. These Legionaries though should be able to easily wipe the floor with the armored rifles in the forest. Shouldn't get too close though to the units over here, and now get hit by the P-51. Though they can't surrender, so the armored rifles will not take them prisoner, but they can follow it up and kill them off later. Stuk 4 did die in the end. I guess to the M10 tank destroyer up here. M109 G2 U4 comes in too late. P-51 already gone. That's an important fight there right now for Kama in the north. That might bring him back onto this hill before the Stuk 4 arrives again on the front line. Pak 40 will try its best to hold on, but 350 cal half-tracks might be able to kill it. Before it gets them all killed. Okay, first one falls already though, and 2 versus 1 I wouldn't risk it. Half-track over here also under fire. As well. Sherman coming in now, okay. There's 2 Shermans around. And Sherman engaging onto the Marder now. Gets the first shot. Doesn't hit though. And the Marder hits. Guess that was a penetration with an APCR shell. So yeah, the Sherman heavily damaged. Now getting shot at as well. Gets the penetration on the Marder. Marder should get the next shot out first though. Both shooting basically simultaneously, but the Sherman misses, the Marder hits, the Marder gets the kill. A lot of dead armored units for both sides in the south. Like all the units on the hill are dead. For gnef, a lot of units dying over here. Obviously, the Jumbo dying over here. Again, a heavy fight of attrition. With this time gnef taking the better, getting the better side in the air engagements. The much better side. And yeah, on the ground that's really even, I would say. Sherman now engaging onto half-tracks over here. 231 has to be careful, as all the armored rifles obviously have bazookas. You don't want to risk that, running into one of those. With 231. Marek wins another 1v1 situation here. Really strong engagement there. Killing off another Sherman. Paying off already. Has to be careful though with the Sherman 76. I don't think it will win the engagement there. Kills off a rifle as well. Now with an HE shell. Once the Stuk 4 comes up. The Ju-88 in the north is that the one 500 kilogram bombs. So that might be able to kill an M10. Because M10 is open top. So if the bomb hits directly, it should be able to deal a lot of damage. Okay. J8788 S1 hits. M109 G6 U4 flying around. Now one rifle coming in. Legionaries. Going Molotov on the armored rifles. Do they get the bazooka first? No. So Marder survives one more engagement over here. Going really deep though for gnef. And there's another armored rifle. gnef not really playing with that in mind, it feels like. Losing in the Marder there. He's trying to push him back in the south, but the P-51 gets the bombs off, even though there's 2 ME-109s in the air. They get the kill afterwards, so don't know if it's worth it, but he pins down the Pak-40. Really not sure if it was worth it to get this P-51 in there right now. But if he gets the whole northern flank for it, it might be. Kills the Pak-40. Panzerschreck still pinned down. He might finish that one off before that gets unpinned again as well. And he has a lot of forces here, but there's not too much in the form of anti-tank in the north left over for gnef. Speerwagen 231 over here falls. Half-track will engage the Pioneers. And the Noble Rifle back here gets reloaded. Can Kama get the breakthrough in the north? That might bring him really heavily in favor. If he can like push into here, hold the whole northern hill, but also being pretty deep in the southern hill, would make him the favorite in this game, I would say. But the defenses of gnef are still there, and he can still reinforce, and he has air superiority. So against 2 Bofors guns, using the ME-109s now becomes risky. Is there only bad resilience planes, so they can get shut down by Bofors rather easily. MG42 comes in once more. We'll try to get into the building. Calliope hasn't shot in a while. What's a lot of 222s will get onto the hill. Naval Warfare gets the shot. Will not hit anything though. Yeah, that one will hit nothing at all, basically. Or maybe the armored rifles in transport. Okay, gets that one. Gets half up here. But doesn't get any on the tank kills, and that would have been the important ones. Will the Panzerschrecks be detected by the tank? That's one of the few issues at the moment in the game, I would say. That Panzerschrecks are a bit too easy to spot in deep forest. ME-109 coming around. Ooh, nice move in here with armored rifles into a town by Karma. Might lose the half-tracks to Panzerschreck? Panzerfaust? Doesn't do so yet. Molotov doesn't do too much. Wow, that was a really ineffective Molotov there. And the Legionaries have fallen. That's 2 flags for gnef, for Karma, who's now up to a 16-8. Close to an 18-6, and when he's up to an 18-6, this game is basically over in a couple of... Like, then the timer is really hard onto gnef, so he has to stop that from happening. He's pushing onto the hill on the south, but there's again armored rifles with bazookas, so he has to be really careful with his 222s in that regard. But having to deal with another jumbo over here. Can he get his Edgeless Legionaries close enough so that they can get their Panzerfaust off? Doesn't quite look like it right now. Isn't not quite in 100-meter range here onto the armored rifles. Only now throws his Molotov when his SS Legionary is nearly dead. So he doesn't get the kill there. Stuck is on an endless return of fire with the jumbo. Will not get the kill there. Second one also I don't think is in side shot position. No. Both of these hit the frontal armor, so he will not get through there. The 222s really can't help out here right now with all the bazookas around. So the halfbacks of Karma kill off the infantry of gnef and keep the hill in his favor and actually get it up to a 19-5 as he's also winning in the north. Panzerschreck's not getting the kills there onto the Shermans. Now the Suk gets the kill. But halfbacks get the flag over here, he gets the flag over here, and it's only 5 minutes 50 seconds for gnef now on the clock. He has to react fast to get himself back into this game. Karma with a lot of good trades, with a lot of good moves lately, especially in the north. This push in here was really, really strong. And it looks like he's on a good way to the semifinals, if he can keep this up. And I don't know if gnef has enough on the board to get it back in time. Like, sure, in one moment he has the air, and at some point in this game he might be able to bring it back with that, but it doesn't look like he will have enough time for that. And the armored rifles will get the Stuk in the 4 in the north, and this is a death sentence here for gnef, and he surrenders. Giving up maybe a tick too early, as the kill difference is not too big. But it would have been really, really, really rough there for him to get back here. Really, maybe a bit of an early surrender there by gnef. But you gotta accept it, and in a moment like that, I can understand it. Like, the board was heavily in favor of cover. The chance of gnef coming back there, I would put maybe up to 20% or less, like between 15 and 20%, if not lower. Like, I guess somewhere between 10 and 20%. So it was a really hard uphill battle. I think I would have stayed in there till the end, because both sides took casualties there, and maybe with a good push in somewhere he could have brought it back, but it was gnef's choice to surrender, and we have to accept that. So this is Karma moving on to the semifinals. Once more, with his eyes on the finals now. As let's move into the bracket. Where do we have it? He will play against Grey Fox once more. They both were in Group A. And I think in the direct battle they had a tie, if I remember correctly. Kama versus Grey Fox. No, Grey Fox won that one. So Kama could get the revenge there, but it will be a hard battle. Grey Fox is really in shape at the moment. He played a really good season. Got out first group in a really tough group. First out in the group in a really tough group, tying with Wesley in the normal season, then getting the tiebreaker victory that you can watch on YouTube. I just uploaded it on YouTube today. And beating guys like, obviously, Kama, beating guys like Sean, and tying against JKV, Wesley, and Herr Robert. Really strong performance there in the group stage, so will be a tough battle for Kama, but he was able to beat a monster like Pixie last season as well. So nothing is impossible here. Should be a really good semifinal. Whilst in the lower bracket, it's Wesley versus Sehander, and the winner against Gonzo. And I don't know, like, yeah, I cheer for Sehander here because he's my favorite player out of this whole bracket, I would say, when it comes to his playstyle. But seeing a Wesley versus Gonzo match after all the shit talk between these two guys and so on would be amazing as well. Not gonna lie. So I think I will cheer for Sehander, but I wouldn't be sad to see a Gonzo versus Wesley match as well either. Would be really fun as well. So yeah, that's it for today with Steel Division. As I will now move on to cards. One more last shout out to Matcherino. This is the way, if you enjoy the season, maybe take a couple of seconds, just click onto the wizard links here to add a couple of cents to the prize pool. Give the players a bit more to fight over, to take home. Make this a bit more of a competitive theme. Maybe get Gonzo closer to become a professional Steel Division 2 player. But yeah, there's something happening really big in another game today. And that's what we're gonna go for now. As over at cards, there is a new deals